Hi everyone and welcome to INFINOX Market Insights with me, Richard Perry, analysing markets for INFINOX on Monday the 23rd of August. Okay, to start this week we've seen an improvement in risk appetite. Nothing really generating that move, although over the weekend we did have some comments from FOMC's Robert Kaplan, who is one of the more hawkish members, and he was suggesting that perhaps the Delta variant might be a reason that the Fed sort of just slightly leans back on its tapering plans. And interesting comments there also from Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, who seemed to be backing Fed Chair Powell for a continuation of his tenureship. So some slightly supportive comments there for the doves, and that's a reason why maybe that markets are a bit more risk positive today. We've seen the pullback on the dollar. Dollar strength has been pretty significant recently, but a slight pullback on that. I don't think necessarily it's going to be lasting, though. Obviously, the key event of this week is going to be the Federal Reserve's Jackson Hole Economic Symposium at the end of the week, where Fed Chair Powell is due to give a keynote speech, and whether he starts to lay out the timelines for tapering would be the key factor there. So in terms of today's data points, we've got the flash PMIs, which will certainly give a good indication, I think, of how economies are progressing in the month of August and into September. So let's have a look at how they impact on markets later on today. We're looking at for obviously Eurozone, US and UK data there. But just throughout this week, we're going to be focusing, I think, pretty much as the time goes on that Jackson Hole's Economic Symposium. So with regards to the charts that we're looking out for today, we've got the cable chart, which has been negative and moving lower, but a slight rebound on that. But is it just another chance to sell? Similarly, we saw oil breaking down last week, a near-term kickback on that breakdown. But again, is this a chance to sell? And finally, we're looking at the DAX. DAX has a little bit of a near-term dip back in the last few sessions, but certainly seems as though that the buyers are happy to still support. So let's have a look at the charts. And onto the INFINOX MT5 platform, and we're starting off with cable, and we can see that cable has been under pressure. Sterling dollar has been falling away for the past 3 weeks now. Acceleration of that move in the last few sessions, but a little bit of a near-term rebound today is allowing the momentum just to unwind slightly. But you can see here overhead resistance. I've got in the purple area here. Well, big resistance comes in around 37.30 up towards 38 figure. We can still see the falling trend line that we've got here, falling moving averages. So you'd be looking at selling into strength in that one, I would say. And just an unwinding move that we've got on this chart. Let's just quickly look at the 4-hour chart. You can see just unwinding. There's no real resistance, I suppose, until you could argue 36.90 area, but 37.30 is where we start to get the bigger resistance coming in on the near-term basis. And I think that I'd be looking at selling into strength on a cable at the moment for what is likely to be another retest of that 35.70 area, with that key reaction low from July. And onto oil, you could argue a similar move where we've seen this selling pressure coming through in recent few weeks. And actually, if you zoom out one level, you can see here this big uptrend channel that we've seen for oil. We've broken that, and we've seen that the breakdown of the key support area. Don't forget, old support becomes new resistance overhead, and essentially what we're seeing is just an unwinding of this momentum play. And I think it's likely to be seen as another chance to sell. See how this rebound plays out, but you've got the resistance that comes in 67.70 to up towards 68.60. So that's key resistance area, and you can see that if you draw in effectively a downtrend line of the past few weeks, that downtrend line also pretty much comes in that resistance zone. So that's where I'm looking at new selling opportunities, but just waiting to see how this move plays out near term. And finally on the DAX, well, I've been sort of touting, I think, near-term corrective moves on equity markets, and we've seen that, but it looks as though that the bulls are happy to support the DAX into weakness at the moment. 2 sessions in a row, Thursday and Friday, spikes lower, but then bought into the close. So really interesting move there that seems to be, again, support around the 15,800, 15,700, 15,800. And the momentum is fairly positive as well on that RSI, isn't it? So it looks as though that markets are eyeing that retest of the resistance levels, 15,970 up towards 16,030. So that was obviously going to be the test now, but a little bit of a near-term pullback in intraday today. So watch out for how that one plays out. But it'll be interesting to see if the DAX starts to if the DAX sort of falls over and then starts to lose that resistance, that sort of support band. The old resistance around 15.8 would be a bit of a telling moment, I think, on a near-term basis. But the bulls are happy to support that for now, and that would suggest that there is a slight sort of positive bias towards testing the resistance levels overhead. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it informative for your trading. Join me again on Wednesday, where we'll be starting to look ahead to that keynote speak at Jackson Hole by Fed Chair Powell. So I'll leave you with the INFINOX support and resistance table, and I'll speak to you then. Thank you very much.